time there's a plane crash, many frequent flyers will wonder, could I have made it out alive? Some say you can improve your chances of survival based on where you sit. Joining us now from Washington, Bill Voss, the CEO of the Flight Safety Foundation. I should also mention a licensed pilot and a former air traffic controller. Bill, thanks for your time this morning. So help us to understand the old wives' tales. Any truth to where you're sitting on the plane and your survivability?
We've studied the where you sit question a number of times, and I have to tell you that nobody can find a real clear answer. The biggest thing to improve your odds are simply to be aware of where you're sitting and how to get to the exits and pay attention to the cabin crew.
But you're also really honing in on the engineering changes that have been slowly integrated over the last, say, 20, 30 years as the reason why we're seeing more and more plane crashes with people walking away.
Absolutely. I mean, what people don't understand is they take this fatalistic view that if they're in an airplane accident, it's all over. Well, the reality is you've got at least a 2/3 probability you're going to be surviving that accident and have to find your way out. And that's because there's been research going on since the 60s and 70s we've gone back and looked at, all that have pointed to a lot of little incremental changes in the engineering of the aircraft that help you survive the initial impact.
Well, there was a crash this past Monday in the Caribbean where no one died on impact. The plane, however, broke into 3 pieces, and we've seen several accidents like that in recent years. And I understand there's new rules in place for the seats. The seats themselves really prevent people from being severely injured or dying.
Absolutely. There's been what they call a 16G seat rule that's gone into effect back in the 2002 or so, and they've been retrofitted over a period of time. These seats are stronger, they absorb the vertical impact better, and they don't break loose as easily from the floor of the aircraft, so you don't have people in a pile of mayhem trying to find their way out to the exits.
Bill, something else that people may have seen but not really understood what it was is more and more airbags popping up in bulkhead sections or the exit rows or even in the premium class seats.
Absolutely. When you see these new premium cabins, actually they're so widely spaced, there's worry about how much you could accelerate if you were in an accident. And so the solution to that has been placement of airbags strategically. And sometimes you'll get into an exit row in some airplanes and even find the seat belts sort of thick. And that's an airbag, actually, that will deploy and help protect you in the event of an accident.
The only company making airbags for airliners is actually AmSafe. It's a private company based out of Phoenix. Right there you see what would happen. And Bill, it doesn't react in the way that a normal car airbag would react. It comes up and then out rather than coming toward you in order to soften the impact. And it's all due to the pitch and the way that the airline would land. And one other item I want to focus on is the fact that you started earlier by talking about how people used to take a fatalistic view, and you said that people should change that thought process because the NTSB says the majority of crashes, the majority of accidents that happen, you will have a chance of walking away.
Absolutely correct. The majority of major airline accidents, you've got a very good probability of walking away from it, and you may really need to find your way out to that closest exit. So it's very important that as you listen to that pre-flight briefing, just take a glance over your shoulder and count the seat backs. See where you'd have to go. That little plan, very simple little idea in your head can make a big difference if everything goes wrong. And just take a look at the recent accidents we have. We see pictures of the accident in the Hudson, the accident that occurred in Jamaica. These are all examples of people that didn't believe it could happen, but walked away from serious accidents.
Bill Voss is with the Flight Safety Foundation, a nonprofit organization out of the Capital Region. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.